Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Just noticed that everything's back to front on this. I don't know how you change that, maybe I can edit that out later. I've just done two very experimental brews and made a complete mess of the kitchen, so Mrs. ain't gonna be happy when she gets in. I've decided to split the Young's Harvest Lager from one of the cheap kits that I got, was only £2, into two, I can show you there, two 10-litre containers. One of them I used some Amarillo hops and some fresh chilies in, which I'm going to also dry hop with some chilies. And the other half I did with some coriander in a boil, and also some SARS hops. Steep some crystal malt as well into it. Then at the end I'm going to dry hop with another fresh chilli in the other one, and some Dana hops I've got left over in the one with the SARS and the coriander seeds, and possibly a few more coriander seeds. They'll probably turn out really crap. I don't know why I thought of doing that. Just probably the kit only cost £2 and everything else was in the house already. Just to see what they come out like, really. Even if they even do ferment out, it's worth a go. What else? The Black Pearl's still fermenting out. I've still got the Pilgrim's Hope fermenting out. I've got my mash tun ordered, getting ready for all grain. Ordered that with Harry Brew. I've yet to order the boiler. I'm still not sure what to get for the boiler. I'm very limited in when and where I can boil. Obviously at my mum's, as you've seen in my other videos. So I'm probably going to go with the Buffalo water boiler, which does go up to a good rolling boil. Some people have reported good and bad things about it. A little apprehensive about all the bad stuff, but if it does end up being a failure as a boiler, it can always be a hot liquor tank. And at just under £100, and then probably like 20 quid for a few parts just to give it a tap and things like that. It's not too bad to get up and running with all grain. What else? There's one other thing I was going to say this week about beer magazines. Why there isn't a decent beer magazine in the United Kingdom. There is this magazine, which you get with your camera membership, and I think you can buy it. It does say beer, if I can't ever rather change the view. It's not a bad magazine, but as it's a camera magazine, it's obviously to do with a lot more real ale. It's sort of catered a lot more for the older gentlemen, I would say, with a lot more older men and their dogs, and some of the adverts are for canal cruising out. Not that I've got anything against that, but very much for the older gentlemen. Whereas you get something like that from America, which is, well, instantly you can tell the difference. But it's just a whole much better magazine. It has better beer reviews. It touches all beers, not just like what camera classes their beer to be the best beer. Recipes for using beer in chocolate cake and things like that. There's recipes, there's everything. I mean, as typical of everything that is American, it's always a lot better than what we do over here, in my opinion. Even the adverts ain't for like old man things. I'm just wondering why no one in this country, in England, has made a decent beer magazine. I mean, there must be plenty of people. If I had the skills and the knowledge to do it, I'd set my own on up. But there must be someone out there who can produce a decent beer magazine for other people to read it. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff on the internet, but sometimes it's nice to have a magazine or a book when you want to sit down and have a beer, and also just have a read about stuff. You don't always have to go on the internet for stuff. I mean, there are magazines out there that thrive, and obviously this one's going strong in America. I think there's 2 or 3 out there. I think there's one in Australia that I've seen Tiny reading. Why ain't there one here? Maybe someone who watches this can steal the idea or just run with it. It's not my idea. I just want someone to produce a decent beer magazine for England rather than, well, I'm not saying Cameron's one's rubbish, but it could be better, couldn't it? Let's be honest. Talking of beer, this is the second one of the night. This is the Golden Stag. I've noticed that it's losing its hoppiness, which is a shame. I spoke to Hamworth Homebrew, and he agreed that all the the dry hop beers now will lose their hoppiness over time. So there's only one thing for it, and that's to drink more of it. I've got to get a beer mail out to Uncle Jonah. We was going to meet up, and we still will, but I want to send you my beers now in case they all end up being really crap by the time you get them. So your beer mail will be sent out tomorrow. I'm not sure there's anything else other than to check out idlevalleybrewing.com. That's where I've ordered my mash tun. If you need a mash tun, go and speak to Harry. He'll definitely sort you out. And on that note, happy Homebrew Wednesday. See you later.